How did the universe come to exist? Why does the universe exist? And what are the chances that the universe would even exist at all? These are the questions we've been trying to answer since the beginning of mankind. Many look to science for these answers, and I'd say they're correct to do so. Others look to God for the answers, and I'd say they're also correct to do so. See, there's this big misunderstanding that you can only pick one or the other, but to answer these questions is more than just picking the right side. It tells us if our existence as we know it is the result of chance and meaningless, or if it was intentional and full of purpose. When we look into the fine-tuning of the universe, it becomes clear that science points to the existence of God. Thankfully, there are countless experts in cosmology, physics, and other fields in science that have committed themselves to this topic and made their findings available to us. And it's for that reason that I can confidently share these findings with you today. I'll show how the fine-tuning of the universe reveals the unlikelihood of life being an accident, followed by the Big Bang Theory, and why it would point to a cause beyond our understanding of the physical world, and finally why that cause suggests the existence of God. You see, before we talk about what, or rather who created the universe, it's important to understand some things about the universe. First, we'll discuss the fine-tuning of the universe. In A Fortunate Universe, written by Geraint Lewis, he describes the fine-tuned constants as fundamental laws of the universe that can't be predicted or calculated, but only found by experiments. One way this is represented is by imagining an old radio that uses a knob. To listen to the radio station you want, the knob has to be turned to a specific way to be on the right frequency. Now, my only problem with this analogy is that it's severely underwhelming. So, two real examples of fine-tuning. The first is the gravitational constant. More specifically, how the gravitational constant affects the formation of stars. Geraint Lewis explains that stars are vital for life to exist. In a universe where gravity was weakened, the stars would burn through all their fuel and wouldn't be able to provide life-supporting elements like oxygen and carbon. If gravity was any stronger, they'd be hotter. The stars would be hotter and give off deadly amounts of radiation, making the surface of planets not suitable for life. The precision of the gravitational constant helps make life possible. Another example is a cosmological constant. In The Fine-Tuning of the Universe for Life, Luke Barnes explains that the cosmological constant describes how much matter and energy is in the universe. For life to be possible, the universe needs to expand at a steady rate that sustains critical density. A fraction of a second after the Big Bang, the density of the universe would have to be within 1 part of 10 to the power of 55. If the density of the universe was slightly off, it would have either expanded too fast or collapsed on itself. An event this improbable requires such precision that it happening by mere chance is extremely unlikely. This leads us to believe that the fine-tuning constants of the universe could be the result of intelligent design. Next, we'll discuss the Big Bang. The Big Bang Theory is the most widely accepted explanation for the origin of the universe to date. To briefly explain, NASA states that the universe started from a very hot single point 13.8 billion years ago. An unknown trigger caused the universe to expand very rapidly for about a second. After this, the universe would steadily expand, which lowered the temperature and the density. Eventually, this allowed for atoms, which allowed for molecules, and would form the galaxies, stars, and planets that we observe today. This information, however, describes the effect, but not the cause. What do I mean by this? The Big Bang Theory says that the universe has a beginning, but it doesn't explain what created it and caused its expansion, which makes us ask again, what caused the universe to exist? With our current understanding of science, we understand something very powerful is required to cause an event like the Big Bang. We also acknowledge that the Big Bang was the beginning of space, time, and matter, so whatever caused it had to exist outside of the universe. This leads me to believe that that cause is God. Why do I believe this cause to be God? To support this, let's look into Aquinas' cosmological argument found in Why Believe by Tawa Anderson. Thomas Aquinas is a well-known 13th century Catholic philosopher and theologian. His argument states, there is an order of cause in this world, nothing can be the cause of itself, everything is caused by something else, there cannot be an infinite regress of causes, and there must be an uncaused cause. Everything that we're able to observe and experience in the world has a cause that isn't itself. With that being said, some may argue that if God created the universe, what created God? One way to understand this is that when the Big Bang happened, not only did it have a beginning, but it was also the beginning or start of time. So because the cause of the Big Bang was an external cause, the rules of time don't apply to it. And since they don't apply to it, this cause doesn't have a beginning or an end. It exists eternally, or how Aquinas puts it, it's an uncaused cause. Additionally, we'll revisit the fine-tuned constants again and what they mean. We know that the fine-tuned constants are the features required for life to exist, and the numerical constants are probabilities behind them. Earlier, I had mentioned two examples of fine-tuned constants. The extreme unlikelihood of them being just right for life is sufficient enough on its own to show how unreasonable it is to think that our existence is by mere chance. But if that's not enough, according to Dr. Richards, author of List of Fine-Tuning Parameters, there's at least 20 more fine-tuned constants. The precision required for these constants that are crucial for life make it difficult to not conclude that life is a result of an intentional and intelligent design. Now, when we put all that together to describe the cause of the universe, we find out that we have a cause that is eternal, since it has no beginning and end. It's incredibly powerful, since it caused the Big Bang. It exists outside of the universe, since it's spaceless, timeless, and matterless. It's intelligent, intentional, and supernatural, since it's beyond our scientific understanding of nature. These attributes are identical to those that would be used to describe a creator or God. In closing, after looking into the fine-tuning of the universe, it became clear that the science points to the existence of God. We existed and revealed the unlikelihood of life being an accident through the fine-tuning of the universe. Following this, we observed the Big Bang Theory and why it points to a cause beyond our understanding of the physical world, and finally, why that cause suggests the existence of God. Lastly, I want to leave you with a thought. The next time you look at the world around you, or even at yourself, consider the possibility that you won't be staring at matter that just happens to exist, but the evidence says you're looking at an intentional, intelligent creation that was made with purpose. Thank you.